Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and welcome to my mystical abode. I'm not keeping that name. So I found a picture on Pinterest which was a very lovely medieval creepy looking vampire-esque, or it could be like a spellcaster's home, and it was kind of like a mansion but not as big. It was kind of like castle-y like but not as big, and I really liked the aesthetic of it. I was like, oh, I like this. It also came with like a spirally terrain that led you up towards the home thingy majiggy, I don't know what it was, and I really liked it. And oh, I like this. I like the aesthetic of the home type thing, and I like the spirally terrain that leads you to wherever you are going, and I really liked it. And I've always wanted to try out this spirally terrain, and it took me several attempts before I found this one that worked for me. So I found out you need like a height. You need to settle on a height before you go ahead and do a bit of spiraling. So I got a little bit of foundation out, set myself a little bit of height to the height of this spiral and how high it was going to go. I then just used the tool which allows you to pull up the terrain. I then just sort of like clicked as much as I liked in little increments and just tried to make the terrain into a spiral. Now, you may be thinking, that spiral does not look smooth enough for our Sims to walk up on. Well, you're correct. At the moment, it's a little bit jagged, it's a little bit unsmooth. It's not very nice looking, but I do go off screen and flatten it out for myself because I just knew it would take me a very long time trying to flatten out this spiral that I was trying to achieve. And oh my lordy baldy, yes it did. It took me so long to do. It felt like I was sitting there for hours. I don't know how long I spent doing this, but it felt like I was sitting there for absolutely hours, because as soon as I could get like the bottom portion of the spiral flat enough but still keeping that spiral shape going, and for her to walk up it, I was like, oh, this is so cool, go me. I then somehow did something to it while I was trying to flatten out the top half of it, and I just kept going back and forth and back and forth, trying to flatten out this spiral terrain, trying to make it work, trying to still keep it in that shape, and I just kept going back and forth, somehow messing up the first bit I did, and she just getting stuck in between the two. And then finally I managed to do it. I finally managed to do it. I thought at one point, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm going to keep going until I look really old and wrinkly like a raisin, and I will be never able to do it. But I managed to do it. I was like, oh, go me, look at this. You can walk up this spiral terrain. It's still in that spirally shape. It's flat enough for her to walk up on. Oh, go me. I was just so happy. Finally, at last, after what felt like hours doing this, I finally finished it. She can walk up it. It was ruined. It's like, oh, go me. Go me, look at me, what I can do with my terrain tools. Ooh, look at me go. And as you can see, I had like a little bit of foundation here just to sort of like settle the height out. And I put some stairs down to help me out a little bit. And as soon as she got to the top of the spiral of the terrain, she then waved her hand in the air as I do the yard. She's like, oh no, what's the problem now? I spent all that time trying to get you up and down this spiral, and now you're waving your hands in the air. What's the problem now, sweetie? And I tried, and I made sure it wasn't the spiral itself. It wasn't. She can still walk up and down it. It's like, okay, that's good news. It just turns out I just needed to remove the stairs that I did have and then just put some new ones in, because through manipulating the terrain, the stairs got a little bit boggled and they didn't know how to work anymore, so I just needed to replace the stairs. And now the spiral of the terrain and the foundation, it all works. She can walk up here, your Sims can walk up here. This house is fully functional, it is brilliant. I'm so happy with it. And at first I decided to decorate this house in like darker colours, like blacks. Well, not just mainly blacks really. I normally, when it comes to these creepy, supernatural-esque medieval homes that I tend to do sometimes, I could do quite like doing them. I tend to go for like black wallpaper, black fences, black columns, black everything, like basically black details all over the place. And I started to do that, and I spent so long on that flipping spiral of the terrain, and it was coming to a point where it's like, oh, is this it? I spent so long on that flipping terrain for it just to be like, just like, is this it? Just to sort of like flop, and then me to go, not really feeling it. And I was like, okay, that's just so annoying. After all that time I spent on the train, and I'm just not feeling this build. And so I did a bit of a Beauty and the Beast makeover, and just enchanted the house to be a bit of more of a wooded colour. So I changed all the black detailing to more like a browny, greeny, coppery colour, and I love this so much. It's so much nicer. I'm so happy with it. So I do skip ahead because there is just like a lot going on. So I do skip ahead a little bit because, like I said, I changed all the black details to wooden ones, and I don't do that much in a minute. I'm just doing the roofing. The roofing took a little bit of time. Wasn't realising that. But I was going to talk about the thing that's making me very happy. This build's making me very happy. I got stick-on nails. So on Saturday, I had a great evening on Saturday. I ordered some Nando's, which is my first time ordering Nando's after Deliveroo. I then decided to use some stick-on nails that I got that very day, and I've never used like stick-on nails before, and I've always wanted to like have my nails professionally done before, but with the like what's going on, I don't feel too safe. So I decided to go for my stick-on nails, just for like, because I feel a little bit safer that way. And yeah, I really liked them. And I followed all the instructions on the package. I prepped my nails, and I got all my nails all lined up, making sure the stick-on ones were like the right size. I was getting the right ones in the right order, and I was all ready to go. And I was ready to put the glue on. Now, I know the glue was meant to be sticky enough for these, I don't know what they're made out of, but for these plastic nails to stick onto your own nails. So I already knew the glue's gonna be kind of sticky anyway. But when I got put the glue on, I didn't realise how sticky the glue actually was, because the best way I can describe this glue, it was like super glue. It was the stickiness of super glue. And since this glue was in my hands, this glue went absolutely everywhere. And just to top it all off, this glue dried in about 5 to 10 seconds. It was super like dry, fast glue. And I was putting it on these nails for the first time, and I somehow got glue all over the place. So I was just sticking my nails on, and then somehow I got some glue on the board that I was using. And so when I put my hand down, I then realised, I got some glue on my fingers. I then accidentally glued my fingers to the board. I then peeled my fingers off, which was slightly ouchy. And then as I was putting some more stick-on nails on, the stick-on nails were then sticking to my fingers from the glue that I got stuck to somehow to the board. And now the nails are getting stuck to my fingers. I then had to peel off the finger, I then had to peel off the nail with my other hand, and then give it to my left hand, because this nail was trying to go onto my right hand. And I gave this nail to my left hand, and then the two fingers that took this nail off my my left hand to give it to my left hand, me two fingers got stuck together, and then I finally got the nail to stick to it. But some of the nails have glue on them. I glued my fingers so many times to each other. It was a bit of a sticky mess, but I got there, and I really, really like them. They're sort of like a very milky strawberry milkshake, because in some of the lighting it looks white, the colour, but if you stick it against like a white object like this dressing table that I'm talking from, it actually looks like a tinted strawberry pink colour. So there's like a hint of pink in there. It's not like pink in your face. I don't mind the colour. I quite like them. I normally talk with my hands normally. I'm talking with my hands a lot more now. And it's like, oh, I like that. All a bit fancy now. Yeah. So yeah, I got some stick-on nails. Also, I've got quite weird trigger hands. I knew that already. Okay. But I need a little bit of help with the right hand, and so me mum just gave me a bit of hand sticking the nails on the right hand, and me mum wanted to take some photos to show my sister, and so I was just going to take the photo with my hands closed with my nails on my palm, but my mum's like, no, don't do that, just put your arms out straight, just put your hands out straight and I'll take the photo. Now I got slightly like a freaky left hand, so I decided to stick out my hands, and my right hand, it went out straight because it's a straight hand, but the left one, I'm not trying to put it on to be freaky, but when I put out my left hand just to put out straight, it naturally goes into a dip, like a ski dip, like a ski slope dip, and it naturally has a dip. But that wasn't the freaky thing that I found out about my hands. It was actually my fingers that are the creepy thing. Because I've always joked about my fingers being like skeleton fingers. They're ready for Halloween because they're so like bony and skinny. But when I saw these photos that my mum took of my nails, I realised how creepy my fingers really are. They actually look like really bony, skinny, witchy hands. And I was like, oh, that's just so freaky. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. No, we're not sending them to my sister. Anyways, my sister came around yesterday just to pick up some bits and bobs. We were supposed to go for like a picnic, but that went out the window because we decided to have like a conversation with her for about 2.5 hours. And so yeah, picnic went out the window, and she wanted to like a close-up of my nails. She quite likes them. I think she has got her nails done professionally, but I don't think she's done home stick-on nails, and so she just wanted like a closer look of them, and she quite liked them, so that's good. But I showed her the picture that my mum took of my nails with my freaky witch bony fingers, and I showed her that picture. And guess what? Guess what happened? She pulled a disgust face, like, ew, that's disgusting. It's like, hey, they're my fingers. How dare you? I mean, I know the creepy, bony, skinny, witchy fingers, but hey. But oh no, and it's just so disappointing to know that I have freaky, witchy, skeleton, bony fingers when a family friend of ours, who sadly passed away now, she said that I had sort of like very elegant, dainty hands. I don't see that at all now. I think she was lying to me, because they're not dainty, they're not elegant, they're creepy. Anyways, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the build, shall we? So, speaking of witchiness and spellcastiness, there is a secret spellcaster's room in the very top of this house. So, I've got a little story that goes along with this. Let's just sit on me hands. Let's just sit on me creepy, freaky, witchy hands. There we go. I'm really hot. So that yeah, there's a secret, mystical, shrouded in fog witchy spellcasty room at the very top of this house, and there's a little story that goes along with this. So I'll just quickly, I just want to mention the kitchen here with the, wardrobe, with the wardrobe inserted into the kitchen counters here. They don't work, but this kitchen does work as a whole, because the Sims, they just use the kitchen counters, the like breakfast bar ones. They do use them, and so this kitchen is fully working. I just need new counters, okay? And I'm just ready for anything, alright? So I've been watching lots and lots of videos where you use different items in the game to make other items, and there's been a lot of them to make like different kind of counters. And this counter kind of look came from, like, idea of using wardrobes came from a YouTuber called Marmled, and I watched her video and I tried out for myself, but she did use like a different wardrobe. But anyways, I will link that video in the description box below if you would like to see what other things you can do with other items in The Sims 4 to make newer items. So anyway, the story for that creepy mystery room at the top of this house, right? So in this house there is 2 bedrooms, one for like a parent, or like one for a parent and then one for a kid. So the story goes is that the kid has no idea about this mysterious spellcaster's room, but the parents do, because they are spellcasters, and the door to get up to this mystical secret spellcaster's room, you gotta go through a what's it called? You gotta go through a door, but no, what's it called? Tower. You gotta go through a tower, and this tower is slightly detached from the house, and the kid forever, as it was growing up, when the kid was little, this door has forever been closed. This kid has never been able to open up the door. The kid has asked its parents or caregivers or whoever looks after this child, has always asked about this door, like, why is it there? Why is there a door there? Why doesn't it open up? What's up there? What's going on? And the parents just sort of like fob the kid off with stories like, oh, don't touch the door, don't try to open it, you might harm yourself, you might need to go to the doctor if you try to open up that door because it's so wedged shut. Since the door itself is undercover but it's still slightly kind of outside, it could have, like, the parents would have told the kid, like, the door is just warped slightly, so it's expanded, and so the door itself is jammed shut. And the person who lived before us in this home, before we bought it off them, they just used that area as storage, so there's nothing up there really, just ignore it. The door doesn't work, there's nothing up there, just leave it alone, love. So that's the story. The kid doesn't know that their mum and dad are very magical, powerful spellcasters, and the parents are just fobbing off the kid, tell them that it's nothing, just don't worry about it, it's a broken door, there's nothing up there, love. So that's the story. I don't know if these magical spellcaster parents are evil or they're trying to do some good. That is up to you, whatever you want to do. But in saying that, there is a vampire urn. So what's up with that vampire urn? Why do they have it? So perhaps these spellcaster parents, they found out that there's something like vampires out in the Sims world, and they want to abolish these vampires because they're just evil, mean, blood-sucking creatures that they don't really add to anything. So they want to get rid of them, and one day they managed to kill one of these vampires. It was a bit hairy, not the vampire, just that situation of trying to kill the vampire. It was a bit hairy, it was a bit close to call, and they just look at that vampire urn just to remind them to keep going. These vampires can be killed, don't give up, keep going, there's a little bit of hope when you look at that vampire urn, and the spellcaster parents are there to finally find a cure for vampirism, or trying to find a better way to kill the vampires, because that last time that was a little bit too close for comfort, So that's perhaps the story as to why there is this mysterious, weird spellcaster's room with a cauldron with all these weird potions on these shelves and bits and pieces all over the place and cobwebs and stuff like that. The house itself, it has some dents, like little dents in the wall. It's not brand new, it's a little bit oldie woldy, a little bit cracked here and there, so I do put some cracks down, some cobwebs down, some like dashes out the wall, so like gashes out the wall. I was going to stick down an organ because I've never used an organ in The Sims 4. I've never played one in real life, but I thought, let's put down an organ. It just felt a bit strange and weird, so I got rid of that. I then divide this room up into two. So this part is like a very small little like study area, so just put down some books. There's lots of candelabra in here, lots of candles, so it's very warm in here. Put down a chess table for sort of like not warmth, that's candles. The door slam threw me off, so this brings sort of like entertainment because there is no TV in here or laptops in here, so a little bit of skill building, a little bit of entertainment. My favourite thing to do with the vampire rugs, I know they're meant for like a nice runner or like in a hallway, but my favourite thing to do is to actually get the end of the rug, make it slightly bigger, and just basically use that as a rug. Just like use the two ends, it's the same end, just flip it around and then use that as the rug. That's my favourite thing to do. So like I said, I don't really use pets in The Sims 4, but I thought for like a creepy, possibly evil spellcasters, they could be just really nice, friendly people, they're just probably really nice, friendly Sims that just live in a slightly more unusual, medieval, Tudorish thingamajiggy that looks slightly creepy looking, but they're just really lovely people. They just really want to get to know people, and people just don't want to get to know them because they live in a slightly more creepy looking home to what they live in. They could be really lovely Sims, you just never know. So yeah, okay, I made such a stupid mistake. So I decorated the kitchen, the dining room, the study, the living room. They don't have paint on the walls at the moment because I wasn't too sure what I wanted to like go for, so I left that to like right at the end. But I was like, oh, look at me go, this looks very nice, I kind of like this, kind of like the look of it. And then I'm like, hang on, isn't there like a upstairs space to this? Oh, yeah there is. I haven't planned for a place for the stairs to go. Normally that would be like the first kind of like furniture to go inside of my rooms, but this time I didn't do that. I don't know why, I just did. And so when everything was all furnished and I liked the placement of where everything was, I then had to somehow fit a set of stairs. And I know I could have gone for ladders, but this place didn't really go, oh, I'm a ladder kind of a place. It looks like a set of stairs would fit in quite nicely into this place. A set of ladders would look slightly out of place. So I had to find a place for a set of very long stairs, because this place is, I think I used medium height walls, and so that means your stairs is going to be that slightly longer, and that was a pain. But I managed to find a place. It fits in quite well. It makes things a little bit smaller, but that's okay. It goes with the theme of coziness. And I thought upstairs, perhaps they renovated the upstairs just a little bit. And upstairs with the bedrooms, it's a lot lighter. You could also just in live mode, just to change the warmth of the light, so you can make it a little bit warmer. If it's too white for you, you can do that. These pictures here, they come from Fruit Loops 40. I love her work. I've been putting some of her artwork in most of my builds recently because I like her work. Her pictures are so nice, they're so versatile, there's so many pictures. There's pictures for your modern builds, pictures for your quirky builds, pictures for your creepy, supernatural, medieval build, pictures for your cottage. There's just pictures for everybody, and I love them. And we just like need more like variety of pictures, you know? I just need more pictures. So here, I really wanted the little birdie there. I really wanted to flip the other way so it's like a nice symmetry, but unfortunately we can't. So it doesn't look as good as I wanted it to, because it would look quite nice with the two birdies looking at each other, but they can't. So perhaps that other birdie that's facing the right way had said something to the other birdie on the other side that made it go, hey, I'm not looking at you, you upset me, so it's turned itself around. I don't know. Perhaps it's called by its real name. I know there's a cat that comes round and we've been saying hello to him for about 7 or 8 years now, and for so long we didn't know his name until recently. And we finally found out the cat's name, and his name is Fernando, like the ABBA song. And he does not like it. If you shout Fernando at him, he will just look at you like, how bloody dare you call me Fernando? You can call me anything else, I will respond, but Fernando, do you mind? He will just all like look at you like, how bloody dare you, mate? How bloody dare you? And or he will just sort of like ignore you for like the next couple of seconds, or he will just turn his back on you. He really does not like being called Fernando, okay. But anyway, this is the kids' room. It was also, throughout this build, I wanted to restrict my pack usage because I recently did a flower cottage treehouse and it went down quite well, so that's pretty good. But I realised that I used quite a lot of packs, and some of the comments on the gallery was like, oh, I love this, but it's a shame I can't use it because the amount of packs that has been used because they don't have them. I was like, oh, that's annoying. I felt really sad for them. It's like, oh, that's annoying. So for this house, I decided to do a bit of a pack restriction. So I was aiming to use the packs that I decided to use for the outside and then just use them for the inside. So I was hoping, from memory, I was hoping just to stick with cats and dogs, Get Together, Discover University, Strangerville, Realm of Magic, Vampires, Spooky Day, and Romantic Garden stuff. But unfortunately, there are just one item from some of the packs that I use. So there's one item from Get Famous, which is the rug in the living room, and then there's also another rug from City Living in the dining room. I think there's one more item from another pack, but luckily for you, that there's only like one item from those packs that I didn't mean to use in this. So if you don't have those packs, you're only really missing out on one item, so it's fine. So yeah, but the majority of this is from those packs, from Cats and Dogs, Discover University, Get Together, Strangerville, Realm of Magic, and Vampires, Romantic Garden stuff, and Spooky stuff. The majority of this house is from those packs, so that's good, isn't it? Yes. So you win. So just filling out the kitchen with some painted walls. I wasn't too sure what to go with it. Oh, here I used some spandrels, so sort of like to help divide up the space. Now I thought they fixed this glitch where some of the spandrels will dip down. I thought like a couple patch notes ago they fixed the glitch. Clearly not, because we still have that going on, and it's kind of annoying. I mean, it looks kind of cool here. It's kind of like an archway, like, ooh, you're entering into the kitchen now. But it's still kind of annoying because that has happened on the outside of the build, and it just dips down, and it's kind of strange and kind of stupid, and it doesn't look very good. But in the kitchen, you can kind of get away with it, but that's not me problem. That is the game problem. I trying to use, like, I took away those columns, trying to like put back the columns and try like using different columns. It didn't work, so we've got a weirdly glitched spandrel. So I had to put down some radiators that make to make it nice and warm. Oh yeah, the other item that I used, I remember now. So in the hallway upstairs, I decided to use like a little long ottoman, like a rectangular ottoman that you put like your feet on. I decided to use the laundry day ottoman. Again, it's just one item from that laundry day pack. It's okay if you don't have it. It will just take it away or replace it for like a base game one. Base game one will look quite nice in here, so don't worry we don't have it. It was just a bit of a mistake on my part, sorry about that. So this upstairs is right where the mystical spellcaster shrouded in mist parents' spellcasting room, that the kid really wants to know what is up here, and the parents, like I said, they just keep fobbing the kid off with all these stories like, oh don't worry, the door itself is just bowed a little bit, it's just a bit swollen, that's why you can't open the door, there's just storage out there, nothing too fancy, nothing too ooh about, just leave it alone mate. But actually up here is a spellcasting room. So I decorate this room with lots of debug items, but this is where I leave you. I hope you enjoyed. I've got some stickle nails. I don't think they're going to stay for 10 days because some of them are slightly loose and this is only the second day. So yeah, I don't think they're going to last 10 days. But hopefully you have enjoyed watching, enjoyed listening. I hope it wasn't weird. Of course it was weird. I did the voiceover. I'm weird. Witchy fingers. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day wherever you might be doing. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Thank you and goodbye.